All right, guys, the day is finally here. And I want to give a quick shout out to Jason from Goldfinger Guitars. There's a link below if you're interested in buying some of the stuff that he's selling. He's always buying and selling amps, so if you're looking for a good deal on some really cool amps, and some of them are really rare, click that link and see what he has to offer. So he allowed me to do this unboxing and first impressions video on one of the rarest, most sought after amps out there. We've been waiting for a long time for this amplifier. This is the Fortin Evil Pumpkin, and I'm surprised he got one. This is freaking awesome. So I'm going to do an unboxing and a quick dial-in of all three channels, and then first impressions video. I'll check it out with some overdrive pedals, maybe some effects with the cleans and stuff like that. And maybe I'll do a mix or two with it as well. So let's just see what this thing freaking looks like, sounds like, and all that happy stuff. Let's do the unboxing right now. And normally I don't do a lot of unboxing videos because, I think it's kind of getting old, but with this amp, it's so rare and like so cool, like why not, right? This is kind of a special deal here. And we're getting close to Christmas, so yep, you're right, box in a box.
I figured.
Yeah. Wow. All right, so we have some foam and a power cable. Woohoo! I'm all about that. Oh, this is that put together foam. So if you get bored, you have a little puzzle, trying to figure some shit out, and yeah, there you go. All right. So, you know what? I'm going to unbox it inside the box because pulling this box out looks like it's going to be a giant pain in the ass. Okay. So it's okay that because we noticed when we got it, it was a little wobbly, but it's okay because it's actually packed really well because it's a box in a box. Ooh. Dude, you ready for this?
Oh yeah, man. I've been waiting all day.
Yeah. I just gotta cut through this. There we go. Get to the handle here. It's like a really slow striptease here. Come on, get out of here.
Hey, you picked the right side.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay. So we got the front. Dude, this thing's pretty freaking heavy. Let's move this out of the way. All right, it's still got the wrapping around it. Boy, they pack these really good.
Yeah.
So, dude. All right. Do you want me to keep this plastic all perfect? No? Okay. Just treat it like Christmas morning.
Tear it open like a savage.
I just don't want to drop it.
Yeah, I'd appreciate it if you don't. You might be the proud new owner after that.
Exactly. Well, how do you like your new amp, Jarrod? Dude, I never thought there'd be a day where I'd be holding one of these.
Man, I had my finger on the trigger when it went live.
I remember when you sent me the screenshot of when you bought it, I'm like, holy shit. Wow, dude. There it is in all its glory. I remember seeing pictures of this and videos of it at like NAMM or something like that a couple years ago. Wow. All right. Let's get this bastard up on the table and get the other camera on it and get a closer look. All right, so now we have the Evil Pumpkin up on the table here. Switch to the camera there for that. So there she is. So basically what you have is the MIDI, probably like the MIDI program save switch here. And then you have master 1, master 2, turn the loop on and off. You have the clean channel, killer Cali, and then Evil Pumpkin channel. So let's fire it up and see what we have here. So what I'm going to do is a dial-in on all three channels. I will start with the clean channel like I always do. No effects, no nothing. And we'll just see how beautiful it is, and then I'll dress it up with some effects after that. And then we'll move on to the killer Cali channel. And then we'll, dial that in without the overdrive, and then we'll try a couple overdrive pedals One of them I have is the Fortin hex drive I'm going to try today. Jason brought that over. And I'm going to try my favorites, the Mud Killer, Oddbox, and Mesa Grid Slammer as well, and see which one works best with this amplifier as far as my taste goes. And I'll do the same thing with the Evil Pumpkin channel as well. So let's go ahead and start with the clean channel now. Let me switch. Where's the freaking? There it is. Let's get going on this. Well, sounds actually really good clean channel. So let's mess around with it a little bit more and then I'll turn on the effects. Okay, so that is with my bridge pickup, which I had to look down. I'm like, oh shit, I'm using my bridge pickup. So let me switch to my coil tap and see how it sounds. I bet you it's even chimier and more prettyful. Okay, I think that sounds phenomenal. So I'm going to turn on my Julia chorus and my Flashback 2 and see what it sounds like with those on. That sounds freaking good. That's a great clean channel. It sounded good with my bridge pickup and with the coil tap, so I think it sounds awesome. Very, very good clean channel. Really nothing I would change about it. You know, it's pretty, it's chimey, it's warm. You know, you could probably put a compressor in front of it and get that little bit of a squish if you want. You know, I just think it's a really, really nice sounding clean channel. So now let's move on to the KK or Killer Cali channel. I think that's Jason's modded Cali channel, right? Yeah, so let's move on to that. And the overdrive pedal is off. So I'm just going to do a dial in of that. Let's put everything at noon. And just see what this thing's capable of. So you got two gain knobs. Let me switch to it here. Two gain knobs. You have bass, middle, sweep, and treble. I wonder what the sweep does.
I would assume sweep the mid.
Sweep the leg. All right, so that's going to be interesting. So let's mess around with that right now and see what we have. pretty tight, actually. It's a tight channel. At first it was a little on the bright side, but once I adjusted the gain, it greatly affected that. It thickened up when I brought the first gain knob up quite a bit, and with both of them working together, it just added that beefiness, that thickness, that fullness that I was looking for, and it got more saturated, and yeah, it sounds freaking good. I have a feeling it's going to take a boost really freaking well. I really do. This thing, yeah, so far, actually pretty cool channel, and without the boost, it's still pretty tight. It's got a good feel, good tone. It's got some aggression to it that I like. I like the voicing too. Voicing's actually really good on this. So now let's mess around with some different overdrives. I mean, I think I got it sounding pretty damn good, you know. So let's start with the Hex Drive by Fortin. I mean, it's a Fortin amp. Let's mess with one of his pedals. I have the drive all the way down, tone in the middle, level all the way up. I'll play a couple riffs and then engage the pedal and see what happens. Okay, that pedal doesn't really do a lot. It's like you turn it on and you're like, okay, is it on? And I turned the drive up a little bit and it seemed to, you know, do a little bit more. But yeah, let's try the odd box. I always notice something with the odd box when I turn that sucker on, man. It's like, boom, the amp just gets really big and nasty sounding. So let's see what happens there. All right, that's a little more what I'm talking about. So let's switch back to the amp and dial it in further now that we have a boost engaged. Yeah, it's pretty beefy channel. Pretty freaking mean. I noticed when you take the gain back a little bit after you boost it, there's this really nice grit that comes through, and it's got a little more of a, I don't know, a sizzle or aggressive top end. Because I guess when you add more gain, I'm just going by what I'm experiencing here too. I haven't read anything about this amp, but it gets thicker and beefier, but it also covers up a little bit of that aggression. So I think that's kind of the sweet spot as far as I'm concerned with this amplifier. I've never played one of these. I've never freaking read about them, so I'm just telling everybody what I'm experiencing here. So yeah, this is really interesting. Very cool. I think it sounds great. The feel is really good. For a minute there, I think I got it a little spiky. It got a little bright, but by bringing the presence back, I think that helped out, and along with the treble. But let's mess around with it a little bit more, and we'll try a different overdrive pedal and see what happens. I think that sounds pretty good. How's that sound where you're sitting?
Sounds fantastic.
Yeah, sounds good.
Great.
Sounds good over there. All right, so let's try the Mud Killer. The Mud Killer. So it's off. I'll engage it while I'm playing, and we'll see what happens. Here we go. Let's mute the mics and let her rip. All right, notice right away it's a lot more sculpted with the Mud Killer. So let's mess around with the EQ and fill it back up a little bit. All right, so with the Mud Killer, it's more sculpted. So I just added some more depth, presence, or not presence, but depth, resonance, and I cranked the gain back up to fill it up more, and that actually helped it out quite a bit. So yeah, works really good with that as well. So far, I'm preferring it with the odd box. I don't know how it sounds where you're seated with the odd box compared to the Mud Killer, but for me, it sounds better.
Yeah, I agree.
Sounds better with the odd box?
Yeah.
Okay, so now no overdrive pedals on, and then I'm going to switch to the grid slammer. So I'll turn that on next and see how that sounds. So here we go. All right, so let's make some adjustments here. Yeah, I think it sounds good with that too, but I prefer it with the odd box. You know, I just think the odd box is thicker, fuller, meaner. It's actually more transparent too. It's not adding any frequencies as far as I'm concerned. It just adds some aggression to it and makes it a little more responsive. So, yeah, I think that's a pretty cool channel. You know, now let's see what the Evil Pumpkin channel is like. Let's go ahead and switch over to that and do a quick dial in. Let's turn off the overdrive and see what that sounds like. All right, so here we have girth, grind, and gain. Wow, it's kind of a simple, simple channel here. So, but it's a shared EQ, so you still have the bass, middle, treble, and sweep then, right? So
we're about to find out. I believe so.
okay.
I was reading the manual while you were playing, and it says that sweep knob adjusts the entire tone stack.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if you want to sweep around on that and see if you can tell or not.
Yeah, I messed around with it earlier, and it definitely can. Yeah, so it sweeps the combination of the knobs then.
Yeah, I was assuming it was like a mid shift, but I guess not.
So, okay, yeah. All right. Well, let's mess around with it and see what the Evil Pumpkin channel's like. Here we go. All right, so that's a pretty unique channel as well. I mean, you got the girth, grind, gain, and it seems like if you go a little too far with the grind, you hear some noise coming in. You know, you got to be careful with that. It's normal with high gain shit. You know, I mean, sometimes that happens. You just got to kind of watch your presence as well. So I had to back that down a hair. And yeah, that sweep knob, yeah, it just takes the overall tone of everything. It didn't seem like it was a contour, like you were saying. It seems like it just took the overall tone of the amplifier and changed everything, you know, globally or something. So, Okay, again, for all you amp snobs and amp nerds out there that think you know everything, we're just trying to figure this shit out, okay? I'm just turning knobs, telling you what I'm experiencing. So, pretty interesting so far. So, I definitely want to boost this channel and see how it does with a boost. I'm going to start with the odd box. I'll probably just stick with that just to keep the video shorter. I just think it's such a great pedal. And let's see what it sounds like with the odd box. I'll start with it off and then I'll turn it on and dial it in further from there. Here we go. All right, interesting channel. Yeah, that's pretty unique with the different, the 3 different knobs and all that kind of stuff. So the feel's pretty good, especially when you have the boost on. It definitely has a good feel to it. And like I said, the odd box is pretty transparent, so I'm not changing the overall tone of the amp very much at all. I don't think, if any, it's very little. It just becomes a little more responsive. But yeah, it's a pretty interesting channel. Maybe I should do one of my mixes here and we can close out the video. I mean, I think it sounds... which channel do you like the best?
That's a tough call. I was reading a little more while you were playing, and it sounds like the original Evil Pumpkin was based on a modified 1959 SLP that Mike did. It was like an orange Tolex, so that's why they called it the Evil Pumpkin.
Ah.
So this is maybe more closer along the lines of Meshuggah Amp DNA,
Gotcha.
where the Killer Cali is based off of his Cali amp that he modded for Jason, and I don't know very much about that amp, so I didn't answer your question.
Well, the Killer Cali's a little more for me anyway.
It's a little more modern sounding, I
Yeah.
think, where I don't know, I'm the other way, but
Yeah.
I say go for the Killer Cali, man, if that's your...
Yeah, that's a little more my jam. The Evil Pumpkin channel, it's decent, but it's not 100% my thing. You
Sure.
know, it's interesting. I dropped my freaking pick, and it's weird. You drop a pick, and it like rolls like 10 miles. Like it should be right here, but I don't know where it is. So I got another one. So let's just do a quick mix and wrap up the video with that. I just want to see how this sounds in a mix. Do that one there. And yeah, I'll do it on the the KK channel, the Killer Cali channel. Let me do a final dial in on that, make sure I got it the way I want it, because I messed some things up here, and then we'll do a mix. Well, there you have it. The Fortin Evil Pumpkin. All 3 channels dialed in with and without overdrive pedals, with and without effects, and in a full mix. Pretty freaking interesting amplifier. It's been really cool, you know, playing something that most people aren't going to get a chance to play because these are super freaking rare. How many were made in the first batch?
From what I understand, there's 50 total ever to be made, 25 for the US, 25 for the UK.
Wow.
It looked like they sold out of the pre-orders in a couple hours on Halloween.
Okay.
I don't know if it was like 7 or 10, and then it looks like there's some more being released in December. I don't know if they're going to build more than 50. That's kind of their thing, is they seem to build 50 amps whenever they build amps.
Wow. All right, so basically features on this amplifier is it's MIDI programmable, so you can program all the MIDI stuff right here. And you also have a tuner out, which will basically trigger your noise gate via 4 cable method if you want. And it has 7 tubes in the front. And the power tubes are 2 EL34s and 2 6CA7s. And you also have 3 jacks on the back, so you could plug in whatever pedals you want, and it'll power your 9-volt pedals as well. Yeah, interesting amplifier. So yeah, and if, like I said, if you want to follow Jason at Goldfinger Guitars, the link is in the description. Give him a follow, and you can find out all the stuff that he has for sale, and hopefully there's something in there that you want. Might even be this someday. Who knows, right? You might be selling this, you might not. Who knows, right?
You never know.
You never know. So keep an eye on that link and see what's there. So, well, thanks for bringing this over, dude. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for the food.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I made Jason a pork butt.
Yeah, I was bribed with food. It was worth every dollar.
Yeah, he gets to take home a whole smoked pork butt tonight, so he can enjoy that with his wife, unless it doesn't survive the ride home, and then I guess it's on you, not me. Right. So, well, thanks again for bringing that over. I really appreciate it. And guys, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And to all my Patreon supporters and subscribers, thank you so much. And if you want to, support my channel, there's links below, so you could buy, presets, capture packs, profile packs, whatever, to Quad Cortex, Tonex, Kemper, all that stuff. Get yourself some awesome high gain tones and some glorious cleans as well. I know you're going to like them. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and click the bell so that you can be notified every time I either go live or come out with a new episode. Well, I got a lot more stuff coming up for you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.